Okay, you may now begin.
All right, thanks, AJ. So I would like to first welcome all the board members and especially the HOC staff in making this meeting after hours possible. I suppose, this is a board meeting, 31st August, 6 p.m. I would like, and I think we need to get through the approval of the minutes for the
Minutes.
from the past meeting. I suppose everybody got a chance to look at them. And if there are no questions, I'd like to propose a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting. Everyone in favor? Say aye.
Yeah, I'm in favor. I move it if necessary. Yep.
Thanks. So having heard nothing, I think the minutes from the last meeting are approved. And so what are the other items on the agenda that you want to go through, John, which I think you wanted to change the priority a little bit today?
Yes, there was a request to go through all the action items first.
Okay.
So if everyone's okay with that.
Sure.
We could go to 3B, the funding request for the Youth Program Services Coordinator.
Okay, good evening. My name is Stephanie Moore, Program Supervisor, as many of you know, but for those who do not, I'm on behalf of the Resident Services Division. We are requesting $26,000 to supplement the Youth Program Services Coordinator contract for fiscal year 23. The Youth Programs coordinator currently develops the curriculum, plans and implements the programming for our elementary age youth, 3rd through 5th grade. The curriculum has a robust STEM and STEAM track, and it serves to introduce our youngest customers and build interest in STEAM and STEM education and careers. In fiscal year 23, we hope to serve up to 48 students, as well as to recruit our rising 6th graders who are aging out of that program into HOC Academy's STEAM Forward program. And for those who don't know about that program, it is a community of middle and high school students who have various interests in STEAM education and or careers. And this particular community affords opportunities to those students to further develop their interest, their talents, their strengths. And so we want to be able to provide this introduction to our youth through our youth programs, and in hope that we will then recruit them for our STEAM Forward program. And that's essentially the presentation. I can take any questions regarding the proposal or the budget at this time.
AJ, if the budget is a couple pages farther, you want to?
Yeah.
Sorry, do you know which page it is?
It's well, go to the next page on this memorandum. There's an abbreviated form in the budget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, no, this is the kind of things we support. So I'm fine with going forward with it. So I don't know if there's specific interest or questions, but again, it's the kinds of things we want to make happen.
That's right. This looks good to me.
Yeah.
And to me.
Yeah.
Great, awesome. So if there are no more questions, I want to raise a motion to approve the funding for the Youth Program Services Coordinator. All in favor?
Anyone
Oh.
second?
I second.
Approved. All right, we can go to the next agenda item, John.
So I didn't catch that. All in favor then?
Aye.
Yeah, we're all in favor. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, and then the next, AJ, the next funding request is just a few pages down. That's just background information for the resolution. Here we go. This one here. Okay, Stephanie, this is for the $11,000 for the community engagement events.
Okay, sure. Thank you. So we have had the Resident Services Division, our programming has had some challenges as a result of COVID-19 for 2 years, 2.5 years. We have not been able to offer in-person programming. And so we seek right now to reintroduce, re-engage the customers, reintroduce them to HOC and community programs and services in an effort to increase our program participation. This is our way of, this is sort of an outreach initiative so that we can increase our program participation and also increase awareness for our programs as well. So we are requesting the $11,000 to supplement the community events at Magruder's Discovery, Tanglewood Apartments, Seneca Ridge, Storytown Homes, Paddington Square, and Washington Square. And we hope to obtain at least 180 completed needs assessments that will help us to effectively plan for programs in 2023. And we also are advertising the HOC newsletter, which is right now one of our largest marketing efforts of our programs and services, in hopes that a minimum of 100 households will sign up for the HOC newsletter, becoming more aware of our programs and services. And then ultimately, and hopefully, they will begin to register for those programs and services. And those are youth programs, programs for adults through our adult education workforce development, and small business opportunities. Those are, programs that we advertise for financial coaching and financial literacy or financial wellness opportunities. And then those are also information sessions that we highlight and that we have for our customers every month so they can get more information about what we're doing or ask questions and things of that nature. So again, these community events are for the purposes of reconnecting to our customers, and then also hearing from them and seeing what they would want to be able to help us to effectively plan for next year. That completes my presentation, and I'm open for any questions.
I don't have any questions. I just thank you so much for this info. It seems like a really good idea, given it's been, a couple of years since we've really been able to dive into in-person programming and to hear directly from folks kind of where, meet them where they're at and figure out what their needs are and how we can best support them, how we all can best support them next year. Sounds like a really great strategy moving forward.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure how the list of invitations to do this is circulated. You've told me, but I need a little more information. And I wondered if people in voucher housing are also eligible and if they're also informed of these programs.
Yes, so they absolutely are eligible. Has mainly advertised to our customers that live on the sites. So this was a strategy where we specifically wanted to engage site-based customers that live on our properties and things of that nature. But we will happily provide information and services to all of our customers. A part of that strategy is that when we host, for example, when we host our larger community events, those are not pop-ups. Those are opportunities that we plan to serve at least 600 to 800 of our customers. These pop-ups are really sort of designed so that resident counselors who are serving those particular properties can meet their customers or get reintroduced to their customers in particular. These are sites where we normally host after school programs and summer programs and things like that, where we host opportunities on site. And so the idea or the strategy was really around creating an opportunity for site-based engagement. But again, the word travels fast, and we know that, and we expect that we will have some folks, for example, at Magruder's Discovery, there are residents, customers that live in the surrounding areas, right? And just like with Tanglewood or any of our other sites, if they happen to hear about the event, they are more than welcome to come to get, supplies that we have for back to school, or whatever it is that we have on that property at the time. So.
Yeah, but Stephanie, just to address Sally's question, do you send out an email blast to the customers who subscribe to the program who are outside of the facilities, like for the active people who have the voucher, so that they can also be aware of this program?
No, not for the site-based community events. No, and again, because we are not prepared to serve hundreds of people.
Okay, got it.
Right. So the idea was that we provided the information directly to the folks that live at the property.
At the properties. Okay, got it.
Thank
What
you.
about the newsletter? Does the newsletter go out to voucher participants?
Yes, the newsletter goes out to voucher participants. Yes.
Yeah, there would be, for the younger ones, transportation issues too, I imagine, for people who didn't live on site.
Yes, that definitely has been a challenge over the years. Yes.
Thank you.
No problem.
Any more questions from anyone? If not, we can, I would like to propose a motion to approve the funding for the community engagement events. All those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
John, you got everyone this time?
I'll second that, John, if you
Okay,
need that.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I got everyone.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephanie.
If it's okay with everyone, we go from one Stephanie to the next Stephanie. Stephanie Simonis is here to talk about the gala.
Hello. Okay, so nothing has actually changed since last week, really. We are doing a stronger push right now for fundraising. And we did book a small bit of entertainment, which will be a saxophone player. Other than that, everything's the same as last week. We're on target with everything other than the fundraising, and that's what we're really pushing for right now.
I'll actually jump in here. And I know I guess my remarks are at the end here, but I wanted to just at least share some insight in regards to where we are with trying to get support for fundraising related to this event. Trying something different this year in terms of really asking both boards, the HOC board as well as HOCP, both of you all, to really commit to trying to get the word out related to this event, and also asking if you'd be willing to try to get at least 5 new donations or repeat donations to come through for this year's event. I made a ask of our HLC board and sent an email and said, hey, listen, you know, no amount is too big or too small. And I'd say, of course, the same to you all, but we're really looking for increased participation and support. And the goal is to at least see if you can get 5 donations for us this year. I also want to share that in my quest to get HLC's board more engaged, I received some dialogue, some interesting feedback from the HLC board, who I guess I had not realized had not been as connected to the Inspire event in the same way in the past. Questions, of course, around how we approach this event in terms of it being an appreciation versus a fundraiser. I think some folks initially thought, oh, you know, are there going to be tickets, or will I have a table, or how many people can I bring, and what is, you know, that kind of thing, and had to make sure they understood that the event was actually an appreciation event for donors who have donated over a certain amount over the course of the year. The board did express some suggestions and thoughts that they felt like maybe in future years, HOCP may want to consider in terms of transitioning it to a larger fundraiser. Obviously, at this juncture, it's too late to pivot, and also is something that we can discuss maybe further down the line. But I did want to share with you all that they're engaged. They took the charge and are also going to reach out to their contacts to see if they can get support. And then they also have an interest in getting a chance to know you all. I think the boards feel as though there may not have been as much opportunity to meet and greet, or even know various members of this board. And so again, I'm at the beginning of the tenure here, but thinking about ways to at least do some level of introduction or meet and greet at some point. And it very well may be at the event that takes place that you'll have a chance to kind of get to know each other, but wanted to just also communicate that. So there's a lot of interest. There's a lot of suggestion in terms of how this could potentially be a large fundraiser that brings a whole lot of folks. There's at this juncture, COVID being one consideration, venue another, timing the third. Obviously not something that the staff is making a recommendation to this board on right now, but definitely something that we can revisit and will potentially bring back to this board for consideration in the future. So that's related to, that's my update related to the Inspire event. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think, oh, sorry, Varun, go ahead.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, thank you so much for the comments. And I would just say I really welcome the opportunity to engage with the HOC board. I think it's accurate probably to say we haven't, at least in my tenure on HOCP, haven't had a chance to really engage with them at all. So definitely welcome that opportunity, and happy to see suggestions for future gala events, and even do maybe a separate debrief meeting with interested folks from from both boards and from the staff to sort of say, okay, what's worked well, what maybe opportunities are there. It's not, the table and fun, the big fundraising thing is nice. I mean, I've done that before. That was sort of when I worked at Habitat for Humanity, we had a big fundraiser like that where we accepted donations, had a silent and live auction, and all the bit. It can be a tremendous amount of work. So
Yes.
that is something we need to weigh in the context of kind of and think through bandwidth and all of that stuff. So and see, cost of the appreciation dinner versus cost of a big fundraiser, where there may be opportunities for fundraising. I think we need to kind of almost do like an assessment of like, and there are firms that do this sort of fundraising assessments around like, what's the opportunity out there, the potential, because I don't think we'd want to sort of go into a fundraiser with a big fundraising dollar amount without having that understanding. So anyway, just lots to think about, but really happy to hear that they want to be engaged, more engaged, and want to get to know us a little more, and happy to explore options for next year. So Varun, jump in.
No, I think you covered it all.
Yeah. Good.
Well, all right then.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, if no other questions, that's all I have.
Good.
All right, thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I think I have one question,
Uh-huh.
if I may. Is there going to be something to give to people we want to invite, something with some flyer or something with details of how to give and where to give and that kind of information that we can hand out?
Yeah,
Yes.
Sally, that's a great idea. Stephanie or someone, if you can just put to the top of our inboxes something that we can circulate, via email and or text. And then I tried to go online to find something that I could share on social media with like a link, and I was struggling to find it. Maybe I'm just I was just having tech issues, but any sort of just summary email where we can take that and then deploy it out to our networks would be really helpful.
Definitely.
Yes, I'll send you all those materials. We have the fundraising letter, which is the first appeal, signed by Chelsea and Varun. We have description of our programs. We have even a phone script that you could follow when you call. And of course, you probably received the one-page description of various programs. I could resend those to you as well, so you have them to refer to.
That would be great. Are we, and I should know the answer to this, but are we taking RSVPs, or how are people indicating that they're attending?
Yes, we're going to send the invitation out next week, the first round.
Okay,
And
excellent.
there's an area to RSVP.
Excellent. Thanks, Stephanie.
Any other questions?
I just want to also indicate that, Teresa, you're right. We do not currently have this posted on social media in terms of how to donate or to give, but I am meeting with the team this week to discuss how we could potentially start an online rally in terms of trying to raise resources and something that people can easily hit share. So once we get that stood up, we'll send that out. So for the folks who like to call, they'll have that ability. The people who need a letter and a script, they'll have that. But the folks who are on social media who want to be able to quickly reshare and resend, we're going to put something up here in the near future. So stay tuned.
Oh, Chelsea, that's perfect. Some of us have large social media networks. And then also I just make a suggestion. If we can't do it this year, that's fine. But many of us also have large sort of social, like large text networks, right? So I've got a whole neighborhood one. I've got, a school one. I've got other stuff. So if there's like something we can share via text, like maybe it's a nice like gift box, GIF box, and then a link to donate, that would be helpful too. I think that's something I could definitely send out to a wider group via text.
Okay, we will definitely look into that. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
John, are we going through the financial reports at this point? Or what's the next?
It's totally up to you. If you'd like to go next, or
Thank
if you'd like to just wrap it up with your comments.
And I know we sent out the financial reports, and that since this was a kind of, ask to get people back on, I'm not certain if this is something that we
Yeah.
want to discuss, and maybe open for any questions on the information that was sent out.
Yes, so just to reiterate, what was sent out to you has been submitted to the auditors.
Good.
They're working on it. So my reports and the reports from finance from Pradeep and his team, our reports agreed or in compliant, or so we're just waiting to receive the draft from the auditors.
And I think I'm going to need to leave, but thank you. Good meeting.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
good. Thank you, Sally.
Nice. to
And
meet
John, we have the same auditors as last year?
Yes, same auditors.
All right. Well, I'll just end us with saying I look forward to working with you all. I've been really in the last month and a half very inspired by the team and the work that we do. I've of course, hit the ground running. My background is one in which I have not only a legal background, but a lot of experience, personal and professional, in the affordable housing space. And quite frankly, the work that we do, not just the bricks and mortars, but for the families that live in the bricks and mortar, is where we really make the most impact. And so I'm looking forward to getting to know each of you individually, supporting this board, giving John additional support and resource so that we can continue our efforts to raise more resources and provide more services. And so I won't hold us. I think that maybe having an opportunity to meet with each of you all individually may be a better use of time, but wanted to say that I look forward to working with each of you, as well as being a bridge and connecting you more meaningfully with our HOC board as well. Thank you.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you, Chelsea.
thank you.
Welcome aboard. We're so
Yep.
excited to have
Thank you.
you.
Thank
Yep.
you. Everyone take care. And I guess, is there a formal adjournment, Varun?
Yes, if there's no more topics to discuss, I would like to officially adjourn the meeting. Everybody in favor? Aye.
Bye.
All right.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yep.
Night, everyone.
Good
Have
night.
a great evening.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, AJ.